18 matches to go. Second from bottom and 1 point from safety. There's still time, but these are the games that we need to start picking up points. Millwall at home, a massive must-win game in my opinion. They are currently sitting on 17th place, and we're going to find out all about Millwall today and how I think we're going to set up against Millwall. If you like today's video, make sure you smash that like button, hit the sub. We're on the road to 5,000 subscribers. Let's get into the video. So Millwall, as I say, sitting on 17th place. They've currently won the same amount of games as us, which is 7, but they've drawn 10, where we've drawn 5. They're currently sitting on 31 points. They've scored less goals than Luton on 26, whereas Luton scored 29. However, they've conceded one of the most fewest in the league, 26. Watmore is their current top goal scorer on 5 goals in 22 appearances, and Honeyman has got 3 assists in 25 appearances. Alex Neil sets them up in 2 types of formation that I've seen over the last few games. A 4-3-2-1, which we're very familiar with, and also a 3 at the back with a 3-4-2-1. They have just come off a 2-2 draw with Cardiff and a 1-0 loss to Hull City, another team down in the bottom with us that are currently sitting 3rd from bottom. So Millwall are really struggling, just the same as Luton this year currently. This is the must-win game for Luton at home. We know what our record is like away from home, 12 losses in a row, so we need to make sure our home form is good. I understand Matt Bloomfield, he's just had over a week now to get himself into the swing of it and to apply his thing. I think we will see some changes, and I'm going to explain them in a minute. Attacking wise, we've looked a little bit more solid with it. I did say at the Preston game at home, we looked solid in defence and never looked like it was ever going to score any team. Preston sat back, but then against Oxford, we go 1-0 up. We then concede a poor defensive goal. We're not tight enough with our man, Tom Holmes, the error at the time. And then we go 2-1 up, but we don't hold that lead. And all of a sudden, 2 defensive errors causing the goal. Not tight enough to our man on the first one. Communication is key, and we haven't got that. And then all of a sudden, on the next one, you're trying to work out, is it McGuinness, his man, that he's not picking up? Or is Hashi out of position because he's more to the left than the 2 defenders? Or, you know, whose man actually is it they're trying to defend? But he's acres of space to be able to head that ball anywhere he wants. Again, people saying Kaminsky should have come out. In hindsight, yeah, when you slow it down, you could say Kaminsky's got to be out more. I've said it in many videos as well, that Kaminsky is sort of stuck to his line. He needs to be coming out and commanding that area. You know, defenders do love it when a goalkeeper is confident in his area and will come out, even punch the ball away or whatever. You know, we know what it was like when we played Portsmouth earlier on in the season. He come out, he got himself a red card. Maybe he's a little bit scared of that happening again. I don't know. But I have seen him further up the field in previous, where when we've been attacking at the other end, I think even Preston it was, where we're attacking further up, he was even towards the halfway line and sweeping some of the time. So we have seen him come out, but it's just when that needed. It's the 3rd time. I said it was twice, but it's the 3rd time this season we've scored 2 away from home. Obviously, Oxford, Norwich, and Coventry. So promising signs looking forward, but the defensive really needs to sort it out. It'll be 9 days when you watch this left of the transfer window. And weirdly, we've only got one rumour at the moment, which is that Kone, we've put in an extra bid now for Kone from Wycombe Wanderers, a striker. But in my opinion, we still need a left back because he's playing Alfie slightly further up the field now. I think we need a replacement to be alongside Bell. Against Oxford, Bell just didn't quite look on it. It's his pace. And even at Preston, it's slightly, I think he's lost a little bit of that pace. Maybe even confidence it is, but it's not the Bell that we've been used to previously. So I definitely think we could do with getting a left back in just to help with that cover. I also think we need a centre back as well. Tom Holmes, McGuinness. Tom Holmes has obviously stepped up on the plate and he's done fantastic. He wears his heart on his sleeve a lot of the time. Him and McGuinness as well. He's a bit of a hot and cold player sometimes. You know, we'll get a fantastic game out of him and then he'll be all over the place. Like, obviously, he scored and he assisted at Oxford, but defensively wise, he's sort of always trying to be everywhere. And just like the 3rd goal, for instance, he's come forward to try and attack Holmes' man and he's left his man behind, as an example. So I definitely think we should have someone else alongside McGuinness. Someone like previously Kevin Harper said in his podcast, someone like a Carter Vickers that will come in, as we had previously when we were on our way down with Graham Jones. Got a Carter Vickers in and was fantastic, solid. We need someone like that to be a leader and to command from the back. So in terms of Luton, how I think we're going to set up: Kaminsky in goal at the back, Hashioka, McGuinness, and I'm changing up to Anderson to try something different. Defensively wise, was disappointing against Oxford, like I say. We've got Anderson on the bench. He's got to be fit by now. If he's not fit, we've got to sell him. Or, you know, send him out somewhere else, because we can't have someone on the pitch or someone on the bench that's not coming on at all. A defender, we're struggling defensively wise. If he's not good enough or he's not fit enough, get rid of him. Why is he sitting on the bench? So we've got to give him a chance. Get him in. Bell, at the moment, left back. As I say, I think it'd be nice to get a replacement in, or if Bell can pick up his confidence. But at the moment, looks quite low, especially at the left back position. Becoming a little bit less natural for him because he's been a left centre back most of his time under Rob Edwards. Midfield then, Nakamba. I am going with a 4-1-4-1 again, because again, he's only had just over a week to prepare. So I don't necessarily think he's going to try and adapt. He wants to maybe finesse one formation first before he moves into another. So that's why Nakamba's sitting there. Again, he did really well at Oxford and at Preston as well. I'm going with Zach Nelson on the right-hand side. Now, Jones, I just don't think from what we've seen him so far has quite been in the game as much as we would like to see him as a right winger. Nelson is young, fit, hungry. We've seen him do pretty well against QPR and a few others as well when he comes on off the bench. It'd be quite nice to see that from the start, alongside Clark, because Clark was fantastic at Oxford. Klaus as well. And then Alfie has to start. Alfie's got to start now if he's fit for 60 minutes or 40 minutes what he played, 30 minutes. He's got to start now against Millwall. And then up front, Carl Morris, because obviously Adebayo, I don't know what was wrong with Adebayo on against Oxford, but it wasn't himself. So obviously he'll be back to the bench and Morris comes on. So I think that's kind of how we change it up. I don't necessarily think we can have too many more changes. I don't know what's going on with Moses. Moses wasn't even in the squad. Does that mean he's off? Or he looked a little bit disinterested when he come on. I think it was against Preston. So maybe he left him out because of that reason, or he had something else going on. But it'd be interesting to see exactly what happens with him. But yeah, I think I would like to see Walsh on at some point as well, because he didn't play Walsh. He decided to bring Pelly on instead. Obviously, he's not seen Pelly either, so he wanted to give him an option, which is fine. But I think Walsh just creates a little bit of that creativity in the middle and a little bit of a burst. We've seen that at the likes of Nottingham Forest and a few other places as well. So it'd be nice to see Walsh come on, even if he just doesn't start it from the start. But that is my team lineup for Luton versus Millwall. Must-win game. Let me know your thoughts in the comments and what you think you'll set the team up. And let's beat Millwall on Saturday. Thank you so much for watching. If you do like today's video, smash that like button, hit the sub, and let us know in the comments your thoughts.